All right. It is April 5th, 2023, and we are here today with Evie Ladin in the Daily Antidote of Song. We've got a lot of people coming in from all over the world, around the country. We have Jaden Brick on tech. Thank you today. Thank you to Jaden today for being on tech with us today. Hello, Jaden. Um, Nearby me in Maryland. And hello to Evie on the West Coast. Thanks for coming in today. Early morning for you. Hello to Arlene in Berkeley, California. Dory, and hopefully Ollie a little later. Deborah in Kentucky. Susan in Seattle. Sheila in Florida. And Jim in NYC. Hi, Kevin in DC. Luda in Victoria. Bonnie in Boise, Idaho. Susan G in Cincinnati, and Cricket coming to us live in the Zoom room. Jamie in Virginia, Ruth in Birmingham, good evening to you. Nancy's Irish Cow, Pauline, good to see you coming in from UK. Gary Pausner, Mabel Liang, and a little bear. Laris. Oh, hi, Laris. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you. New background. Nancy and Carolyn in sunny Boise holding up our 1095th day sign. Woo! That's amazing. Jenny, Kat, and Ellie in Suffolk, UK. Hello. We have Kathy on stolen Arapaho land. Who else do we have here? Hoda in BC. Hello, Hoda. Mr. James Harkless. Hello, good to see you. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Ooh, people are jumping around. Bronwyn in Victoria, Annette in California, Jean in Pittsburgh, Karen in Oregon, Fred in Silver Spring, and Delhi coming into us today in the Zoom room. Sarah, Julie, and Bob, good to see you all. Feel free to rename yourselves. You can say where you're tuning in from. And a lot of friends off camera today: Susan Schreiber, Penny and Ralph in Victoria, Fields, Sarah Hardigan, Jane in Maryland, Carol in Connecticut, Leah Shepard, Amos, Bob on his iPhone, Lorianne, Kachina, and Courtney. So good to see you all today. Very excited to be here on a Wednesday. Not usually here. I'm getting ready to switch into summer mode, so I'll be heading out soon. So I'm glad to spend as much time with you guys in here as I can. Very excited to be here today with Evie Ladin. Evie, I believe you have been in the room before.
Oh, many times.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So we are so happy to be back with you. Evie Ladin is a banjo player, singer, songwriter, percussive dancer, choreographer, square dance caller. She has been called an inspirational teacher and a motivational change agent. What? Evie tours internationally with Keith Terry and her band, the Evie Ladin Band. We are so happy to have you here, Evie. And I'm going to pass the mic on to you, and you can teach us what we're going to be singing about today and what we'll sing with you, and we'll keep going from there.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Really nice to be back. I love being in this room, even if it is first thing in the morning here in Oakland, California. And a little clearing out the cobwebs of the night before. But now my background in leading singing is very often from the Southern Appalachian old time tradition. And I love to lead songs that don't require a lot of words so that you can just enjoy singing and harmonize and jump in. But it is the first night of Passover tonight. And so I thought it would be quite appropriate to sing the song Little Moses. I know it from the Carter family, and it's a song with a lot of words, but it tells the whole story. Or not the whole story, but the story in song. And then Joe also told me it's National Walking Day, and how better to celebrate National Walking Day than walking through the desert for 40 years. So for those of you unfamiliar, we'll be doing a Passover Seder tonight. Jews either feast or fast, and it is a feast. And the ritual of retelling the story of escape from slavery and exodus of the Jewish people and into the entertainment industry. No, just kidding. So If you're playing along, I just realized that this is a two-chord song. We're going to do it in the key of G. So it's just G and D, 1 and 5, and it just cycles back and forth. I did record this song with an all-gal string band I played with for 13 years called the Stairwell Sisters. And 3 out of the 5 of us were Jewish, and so we often, in the Appalachian tradition, looked for Old Testament, old-time songs that we could sing with authenticity. Because it's good to have real feeling for the things you sing. But it's also just good to sing. So it's a waltz. Should we just jump in?
Yeah, sure.
Yes? Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go. So it goes. Away by the river so clear, the ladies were winding their way, when Pharaoh's little daughter stepped down in the water to bathe in the cool of the day. Before it was dark, she opened the ark and found the sweet infant was there. Before it was dark, she opened the ark and found the sweet infant was there. You good so far? Give me a thumbs up. Way by the water so blue, the infant was lonely and sad. She took him in pity, thought him so pretty, and it made little Moses so glad. She called him her own, her beautiful son, and sent for a nurse that was near. She called him her own, her beautiful son, and sent for a nurse that was near. And away by the river so clear, they carried the beautiful child to his own tender mother, his sister and brother. Little Moses looked happy and smiled. His mother so good, done all that she could to raise him and teach him with care. His mother so good, did all that she could to raise him and teach him with care. And away by the sea that was red, little Moses, the servant of God, while in him confided, the sea was divided, and upwards he lifted his rod. The Jews they crossed, while Pharaoh's host was drowned in the waters and lost. The Jews they crossed, while Pharaoh's host was drowned in the waters and lost. And away on a mountain so high, the last one that he ever might see, while in his victorious, his hope was most glorious, he'd soon o'er Jordan be free. When his labors did cease, he departed in peace and rested in the heavens above. When his labors did cease, he departed in peace and rested in the heavens above.
Woo! Wow. That was
Yay.
very lyric heavy. That really was.
It's the whole story.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole story, but
So, yeah, wow. I decided to pick up my ukulele and play along with you. Thank you for sharing the chords with us. That was helpful.
Yes, excellent.
So, you've been playing music and being around music your whole life, Evie.
I have. Um, my mother famously taught folk dance on the South Street Seaport Pier back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. Um, I see the question of who do you know that from? I got it from the Carter family. I don't know who else recorded it beyond the Stairwell Sisters. Um, and then I love to tell this story that my dad famously went to a hootenanny at Carnegie Hall in 1958 and went home and threw out all of his original rock and roll records
What?
and became totally enamored of folk music, but especially Southern Appalachian folk music.
Did you have family roots there?
Nope. We're immigrants to New York City. Basically first generation. All my both my parents and all my aunts and uncles grew up in the city, in the Bronx, and yeah, and now we're spread out all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Why do you feel so drawn, do you think, to Appalachian music? Appalachia. I read also that you clogged growing up too, which is so cool.
Yeah, my sister and I learned clogging. We learned the banjo when I was a kid. We sang Carter family songs in harmony together. My parents were both really into music and dance, and especially participatory music and dance. And so it was just something that we did. I see a fan of my dad in the chat. And, um, you know, I think it just really instilled in us the idea that the arts, the music, dance, singing, it's just what people do because it's what we did and it's what was important. And I'll just say, something I have come as an adult to really appreciate in the Jewish tradition. I realize it's the songs, the idea of getting in a room together and all singing the same melodies, whether you understand the words or not. But the act of singing together, as you all well know, although I wish you could hear each other, it vibrates cells in the room and it really brings people together. I've only recently uh, been out in the world, started leading singing workshops again live, and it's just the the feeling from people is so intense, and this is an amazing thing to be able to show up and sing with people, but like really doing it in a room with people it just it improves your cellular structure and kind of gets you high. You all know this. But I think the participation aspect, I just did a concert tour up in the Pacific Northwest, and we're going around the room saying, what was your aha moment when you knew you wanted to be a musician? And I said, I don't feel like I ever had an aha moment. It's something I've always done, and then I found myself doing it professionally, starting off as a percussive dancer and then getting more and more into music, and songwriting and all of the things. And then as my career progressed, just realizing that one of my gifts was for bringing people together in the space to do that all together, whether it's singing or square dancing or clogging or anything. And recently been doing a lot of body music, and it's hard to convey how much doing different kinds of body music, everyone has a body, and it just feels so personal, and it really draws you in. So restarted a monthly body music jam here in the Bay Area, um, that is about just like stepping and clapping and singing, and some of it's improvisational and some of it is led, but it's modeled after an event that's been going on in Sao Paulo, Brazil, monthly for 10 years. And so we've started it. We did our first one in February of 2020, so and we did the second one last month.
Long awaited. I bet.
Yeah.
Wow. I see some really excited faces in I think you're gonna have some people showing up
Oh, good.
in the room. I think Arlene's gonna try to get there. Yeah, this if you guys haven't seen it, you've got to check it out on Evie's website. The body dancing is just it's I like the idea. That's like a big thing in, in like my dad's culture too. My dad's West African, and so like using your body as an instrument and just for everything is like really
Oh, interesting. Where in West Africa?
Benin.
Uh-huh.
From like the coast. Grew up on
Yep.
the coast. My parents met in the Peace Corps, and my dad came home with my mom.
Oh, wow. I've been there.
Oh, lots of such good music in West Africa.
Yeah,
Love it.
as a teenager, I was introduced to some Ghanaian rhythms from someone who had just come back from Ghana, and this light bulb went off that obviously it was foundational to all the Southern Appalachian old time music and banjo playing and all of that. And so I did a deep dive, created my own major at Brown University called African Studies in Dance, and I studied everything about Africa. And my first time out of the country was in Nigeria.
Wow,
And
when did you go back? Have you been back?
I went back on a Fulbright, and it's been 30 years.
Wow.
And that's actually not true. Sorry, the Body Music Festival was in Ghana in 2018, our
Oh,
10th anniversary. So we were in Ghana for a week, but I haven't been back to Nigeria. And
okay,
I only passed through Benin, but
okay, cool. That's so
yeah.
cool. um, so and I'd love for. Oh, actually, before I ask about your upcoming projects, so people can get ready for that and keep their eyes peeled for it, I have a question, Evie. Why did you decide? Why are you playing a guitar today and not a banjo? That's a question.
Oh, I don't know this. Well, it's a waltz, and it just I can play it on the banjo, but I don't know. I picked up the guitar.
I guess I'm a visual artist. Like what does the guitar bring like acoustically to a waltz that a banjo? Yeah.
The style of banjo playing that I play, clawhammer style, it just is. It's a more open style, and I do play waltzes on it. But it's also Pete Seeger also talked about how the banjo is like stars, like many points of light,
Mhm.
and I think the idea being that the notes really poke through. And so if you want more of like a wash of sound, of like a gentle wash of sound, which is what I feel like this song called for, it just provides like a bed of chord. They both absolutely would work. In fact, if we do it again, I'd be happy to play it on the banjo if you want, but that involves some tuning.
I love the sound of the banjo. I love it. I love it. I always
Yeah.
have.
Well, maybe I'll bring that back for this
It's
for
totally up to you. No pressure.
it's right here because I was teaching last night from this very spot my group banjo classes. Look at that. It's already in G. So there we go.
So what upcoming projects should people keep
Keep
be
a
looking?
lookout for. Well, I'm, I said yes to everything post pandemic. And so I'm teaching at 5 camps this summer, all across the country. And whether it's old time harmony singing, banjo, clogging, body music, all of the things I know how to do. And so I'm going to come east for about 5 or 6 weeks, moving from Western North Carolina, Tennessee, all the way up to the Northeast, and up to Maine. And actually, I have a few open dates. So if there's anyone wants to host a house show or something in Western Mass or upstate New York or West Virginia. Those are the places where I have gaps in my schedule and a few open dates that I wasn't able to fill so far. And so house concerts have been amazing. I just came back from a tour. It wasn't all house concerts, but it was a lot of house concerts, and I have played big theaters and big festivals, and it's all very fun to play big venues, but it's also kind of lonely and anonymous. And when you play house concerts, not only were we so well taken care of, but I love architecture and culture and seeing how other people live and all of that. It's the anthropologist in me. And you also just, it's much more of an intimate experience, which I think really lends itself well to this genre.
Yeah, and it sounds like it could be reminiscent of how you were raised in a home where musicians were welcomed in and embraced. And people can participate with you more when you're playing on their porch or in their space. It
Yeah.
becomes yeah, oh, that's beautiful, Evie. Um,
Yeah.
well, I hope that you can fill those gaps. And
Thank you.
I doubt you won't. So
Thanks.
well, it's getting to be the time for us to sing again with you. Is there anything that I'm forgetting
I
before?
did mention I did a big body music show with my group Motor Dance the first weekend of February, and it is a live intimate show, but we were working on an edit of the video, and it's an hour long concert show. It's one big piece, a narrative piece, kind of about the complex female. And I'll just share like being now I hate to say, but it's true, a middle aged straight white woman. My funding opportunities are few and far between, and that is a fact. And I just one of the grants I got turned down for gave me a really low score in relevance, and I was like, huh, that's what the whole piece is about, and how women tend to then not only create but also hold a lot of the space for creation, do a lot of the detail work, hold a lot of things together, and are still like raised by feminist parents. At least in my generation, my mother was a feminist. I was raised on Ms. Magazine, and then to still experience that kind of irrelevance or thought of as irrelevant is I can see by my audience very frustrating and annoying. And that whole hour long piece just kind of resonates without being didactic in any way, just kind of resonates with the complex power and emotion of being a woman at this place and time. So I hope you have the opportunity to see it.
Thank you.
Island of Discarded Women. I'm gonna try to keep up with these what's in the chat because it's always so interesting. But I know it's distracting from being here live.
There's good stuff in here. We can send you the chat too after the show.
Cool.
Mhm.
Well, should we do this song again?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to keep up on what I'm doing, you can sign up on my newsletter. I send out something monthly, or just check out the website. I am all over the place, as are you. So I do hope to see you live and in person when I travel around or here in the Bay Area at the body music jam that we're calling Free Fry because it's free and open and it kind of fries your brain in a good way. It's our dementia prevention program.
For real?
What do you mean?
For real dementia prevention? That's
I
fantastic.
mean, I joke about that, but yes, it is for real because anytime you're moving and singing and stepping and crossing your body and doing challenging things, it stimulates your brain activity. So it's good stuff.
Mhm.
All right, by request, Little Moses on the banjo. You good? Should we sing? Way by the river so clear, the ladies were winding their way when Pharaoh's little daughter stepped down in the water to bathe in the cool of the day. Before it was dark, she opened the ark and found the sweet infant was there. Before it was dark, she opened the ark and found the sweet infant was there. And away by the water so blue, the infant was lonely and sad. She took him in pity and found him so pretty. It made little Moses so glad. She called him her own, her beautiful son, and sent for a nurse that was near. She she could to rear him and teach him with care. His mother, so good, did all that she could to rear him and teach him with care. And away by the sea that was red, Moses, the servant of God, while in him confided, the sea was divided, and upwards he lifted his rod. The Jews stepped across, while Pharaoh's host was drowned in the waters and lost. The Jews, they crossed, while Pharaoh's host was drowned in the waters and lost. Away on a mountain so high, the last one that he ever might see, while in him victorious, his hope was most glorious, he'd soon o'er Jordan be free. When his labors did cease, he departed in peace and rested in the heavens above. When his labors did cease, he departed in peace and rested in the heavens above. Exodus, happy Passover, everyone. Let us all be free. And welcome, refugees.
Yes. Woo! Thank you, Evie. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The song is called Little Moses. All right.
All right, everyone. Thank you for being here today and for joining our voices as close as we can through this medium in song. And big, 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 big thank you to Evie Ladin for coming in from the West Coast so early in the morning. Woo! Thank you. And a big, 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 big thank you to Jaden Brick for teching today, for keeping our eyes on the chat, Facebook, all the streaming going on, lots of stuff. And thank you to everyone on Facebook Live who joined in today as well. Oh, and it's almost the Daily Antidote's 3rd birthday, everybody. So you better come back here soon to celebrate. And with that, see you tomorrow. We look forward to singing with you again. So goodbye, everybody, and see you soon. See you soon, Arlene in Berkeley, California. Dory and Ollie, see you soon. Deborah in Kentucky, Susan in Seattle, Sheila in Florida, Kevin in DC, and Luda in Victoria, BC. See y'all real soon. Susan G in Cincinnati, Ohio, Cricket, Jamie in Virginia, Ruth in Birmingham, UK, Nancy's Irish Cow, Pauline and William in Newcastle, Gary Pausner, Mabel and a Bear in Massachusetts, Carolyn in sunny Boise, Mr. James Harkless, and Kathleen in Albuquerque. See you real soon. Annette in California, Fred in Silver Spring, Deli in with a beautiful sunny sky behind you, and Bob. See you guys really, really soon. Anne in Silver Spring, Storm and Martha Wagner. Bye-bye, and until next time. Anne in Nashville, Chuck Hakeem in Detroit, Jamie Dundas in Victoria, and Bonnie in Boise, Idaho. See y'all real soon. Julie in Ontario, Kathy on stolen Arapaho land, Sarah in Shelbourne, Jane in Texas, and Diane Weinstein. See you guys real soon, hopefully tomorrow. Jenny, Kat, and Ellie in Suffolk, UK, Dan Walker in Vienna, Virginia, Susan Schreiber in Tacoma Park, woo-woo, Aloysius in Westford, Massachusetts, Bob and a Bear somewhere in the world. See you guys tomorrow. Curly Top, I just see one, even though there's an S. Oh, Curly Tops. See you guys soon. And to everyone off camera, Gaia on Maui, Penny and Ralph in Victoria, Sarah Hardigan, and Leah Shepard. Have a great day, you guys, and hopefully see you back real soon. And to Joe Rossi, who's out there in the world, woo woo. We'll see you real soon too. Okay, bye everybody. A bientôt. Until next time.